Fairview's coffee has mysteriously gone missing. Mayhem ensues when strange, coffee-craving zombies plague the city. Detective Mickey Potatoes, an overworked public servant, uncovers why ordinary citizens are losing their minds and how to stop the coffee apocalypse. But it involves the mafia. And when you're dealing with mafia crime families, nothing is ever easy. The mafia controls everything in the city, including the police, including him. If he breaks the mafia, they will break him. So, the city is without coffee. The city is burning before his very eyes, but he's powerless. Detective Potatoes has the power to stop the coffee apocalypse, but if he does, he could lose everything.
And now for something completely different.
Yum, yum. It's time for a tasty and refreshing snack.
Alan! Alan! Alan!
Oh, that's not Alan. Steve, that's Steve.
Steve! 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 Steve!
Your coffee, sir.
Thanks, beautiful.
You're welcome.
This is a man! Well!
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Every day, once a day, give yourself a present. Don't plan it. Don't wait for it. Just let it happen.
So just sit right down, relax, open your ears real wide and say, give it to me straight, doctor, I can take it.
Kick the chocks out from under the wheels. Flaps up. No offense, Margaret. Contact. We're off. Rum, rum.
Doctor, doctor, give me the news. I got a bad case of loving you.
The doctor is in, baby. It has been a week delayed because I wasn't here last week. I was out doing a good deed. I almost put ashes in my coffee. While that is not an excuse to not drink the coffee, it makes it decidedly less pleasant. Let's check in with the chat here. Let's see what's going on. Oh, right off the bat, Joe is in hot water. There's no soy here. None. No soy. Hey, Apex is here and he's dropping my link. Thank you. Faz is here. Hail, Faz. Apex. What's going on, my brother? Good to see you. Fanta, my love. Always a pleasure to have you. Now, after the last show that we did, Wednesday before last, wherein we talked about that thing ingrained into you from the military about being, just phobic about being late for anything, Tanner is AWOL. Well, we have ways of dealing with that.
Won't you get in trouble if the boss shows up?
Oh, no, it's the boss here? Hey, wait, I'm the boss.
I
realize I'm not as pretty as 10.
This is true. None of us are, though.
I realize.
None of us are.
Yeah. I mean, come on. But I will do my best to fill those shoes. What can I do? Billy? So, Billy, Apex, Fanta, Faz, Elbow,
hey, Pops.
Joe, what's everybody doing?
Let's see how well you work under pressure. You've got 5 minutes to find something to show us for great moments in comics.
That's really easy, though.
Go find it. You're going to have that segment today. So I hope everybody's doing well today. Here was my good deed I had to do, which is a little bit ironic and laughable at the same time. So last week, Tanner's birdie. Last week, my ex-wife needed someone to come and bring her home from having surgery from the hospital. Did she call her family, her twin sister, her 2 daughters, her 2 sons-in-laws, the grandkids? No, she calls me. So let I get this straight. You're an ex, but you want me, the ex, to come do the Big Daddy rescue. So I said, yes, of course I will. I'll help anybody any way I can, anytime. And we get along just fine. So I thought, we'll go up in the morning, pick her up, bring her home. That was a stupid thought on my part, since I worked in medicine and I know better. Discharge takes forever. And I'm going to let you guys in on a trade secret as to why it takes forever. Number 1, nurses are overworked and busy. The discharge order sits on the nurse's station forever. The nurse has gone through the P part of the plan and said, oh, this person needs this. So she has to call those different departments to get all that shit done and signed off on, because there's no tort reform and you can get sued for anything. So they have to make sure all that bullshit's done. So it's all paperwork, all of it, that delays you forever. So anyway, we got out of there quick as we could. Said, okay, y'all good? Yep. All right, bye. Not going to hang around. I don't want to hang out and visit. Yes, I am an all-around nice guy. Yes, the ex will come be your daddy. Not some of my exes. No. Some of them are vile human beings. Let me see here. All right. So I sent Tanner the following messages. Yo. Then I said, are you coming? And then I screamed, you're AWOL. So he just replied, be there shortly. So he's on his way, Pops.
That's okay.
So we are going to go ahead and do, though, a little segment we like to call Meme Review here today, because we've got some good ones for you. So without fail, let's jump right into these. Yeah, man. So let's just dive right in. We're going to take a look at the stupid of society, the wrong of society, and, assorted other whimsicals. Bam! So Dog Daddy, whoever, says, why can't trees give off something useful like Wi-Fi? And my man comes back with, so just fuck oxygen, right? That was funny.
Okay.
And then we've got, moving on. This guy thinks something is problematic. See, nobody cares. And honestly, I swear to God, problematic, that word needs to die on the trash heap of history. Well, it's just that some of the things you said were problematic. Yeah, the last time I checked, I had a First Amendment right to say whatever the hell I want to say. So, which leads us to, if you homeschool your kids, they won't fit in with society. Correct. I don't want them to fit into this society. Wait, stop the presses. Stop the presses. Something has happened.
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Gordon Shumway man. Nice to meet you. Interested in a new Buick?
Nonsense. I've not yet begun to defile myself.
I'll make you famous.
I'll make you famous.
You're late.
I know, but there's a good reason.
You're AWOL.
I am. No, I was in a meeting.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, big things are happening for Apothic Press.
All right. Well, something you can share with us when we're done with Meme Review?
Heck yeah.
All right, then we shall. The very best in flying elbows, only in August Coffee Shop. So let's resume our trip down Memory Lane. See what I did there?
I saw that. I like it.
See that? I'm on my game today because I'm wearing my spiffy hat.
It's a spiffy hat indeed.
I'm sorry. My brain works this way, you guys. I'm constantly a walking library of clips and sound bites. The little intros I make, that's my brain all the time. So immediately Elmer Fudd just popped in my head going, I can't miss with my Dick Tracy hat. Bam! Uh-oh. The banner's in the way, but it's okay.
I'll get that. Hold on. Please.
I just love this. You motherfucker. Diesel trucks rolling coal while hauling trees. Hell yeah.
Woo.
It's Greta's worst nightmare come true. And then we've got journalists after studying and going to school for years just to write the phrase her testicles.
How dare you?
Oh my God. Let that one hang there, boys and girls. We're in this. We're in this. This is real. This is real. This is real life. If someone had told me this back in the 80s, I would have laughed and said, you're just doing a parody of 1984. It can't be real. Americans who want to be left alone in the U.S. government. Common sense is not a gift, it's a punishment because you have to deal with everyone who doesn't have it. This is a true story.
Oh man. There's some truth to that.
Yeah. All right. I don't even know what I'm looking at with this next one here. Oh, Jordan, your streak of 42 arrests comes to an end tonight. What could you have done better? Oh my God. We're getting canceled for that one.
No, that was the best meme I saw all week. Joe Rogan interviewing.
Yeah, that's the one. Pop sent me this during the week, you guys. And I literally had just sat down at my desk, opened my messages, and spit coffee out of my hot coffee.
What can I tell you? No, that's for later. That's for later.
Yeah, okay. All right. Let's check
Actually,
in.
I have a couple of. I have a great. See, Tanner, you weren't here, and he challenged me to come up with great moments in comics history.
Oh,
We're gonna
okay.
do both of you guys.
So
Okay.
I have a month in comic history, a great month in comic history, and I have a great moment in comic history.
Okay, but we're not going to string for a month. I'm just saying.
Oh no, it's really easy. I'm just going to show you how much cool shit came out in that 1 month.
Okay.
It was the best month in comics.
We're not there yet, so hang on. So Tanner.
Yeah.
You were in a meeting.
Yeah, I was in a meeting.
Do tell, sir.
So Apothic Press is actually going to be incorporating with I'm going to be incorporating with I'm Just Saying Body Piercing, and we're going to create a parent company, and I'm going to be turning or basically shifting focus to more design type things, and we're going to be doing brand design and things of that nature.
All right. In addition to the comics.
Yeah, I'm still going to be doing comics. We're going to be focusing on their character, the Bunbot. So we're going to be working in tandem with each other.
All right. This sounds like something I need a lot more 411 on when we're backstage. Okay. I want to hear all the juicy details. So the last time we were here, yes, and congratulations, Tanner.
Thank you.
The last time we were here, we had done a the Doctor is in segment, and we talked about phobias, and they were funny. Some crazy ones. But then, as we were talking, I realized we needed to do a little something that I just want to call myth busting about mental health. So we're going to do that little segment right now.
Hey, what's up, Doc? What's cooking? What's up, Doc? Oh, you looking?
You serious?
All right, so we're going to run through some of the more common access to disorders that exist out there and what people tend to believe about them that's complete bullshit. But before I do, remember, I'm retired. So I am not a credentialed counselor. None of this constitutes medical or psychological advice. This is just me providing some information. If you are in distress, call 911. Go to your local emergency room. If you're a veteran, go to the VA. Reach out to somebody. But let's get into it. First of all, what is the difference between anxiety, panic attacks, and anxiety attacks, blah, blah, generalized anxiety, all this stuff? Well, here it is. Okay. A panic attack is just a colloquial term for an anxiety attack. An anxiety attack is the untriggered fight or flight response of the body. For no reason, out of nowhere, all the things physiologically that happen in a fight or flight situation happens to the individual. All right. So it's not like they're freaking out or panicking because the stove caught on fire. They're freaking out, panicking as if the stove was on fire and nothing happened. So here is the first bullshit thing to do. Don't tell somebody to calm down as having a panic attack. That's the dumbest thing you could possibly do. Calm down. Everything's okay.
Didn't they just slap you back in like the 40s and 50s?
Now, people with anxiety disorder are people for whom this happens frequently. All right. And it impacts their life in a negative way. Anybody can have a panic attack. There's a mild trigger that evokes a worse response. Okay. That happens to everybody. But anxiety's attacks and anxiety disorder is a different kind of thing. Yes, this is right. I was not a medic in the Army. That's an insult, sir. I was a corpsman in the Navy. Worlds apart.
And he treated Marines.
Most of the time, yes.
Most of the time, yes.
Marines, sailors, and their dependents. Now, a person who does have panic disorder or an anxiety disorder or any other diagnosis with an anxiety feature is typically going to be treated with medications that are mood stabilizers. That's why it falls in the category with other mood disorders. Anxiolytics like benzodiazepams, like Ativan, lorazepam, Xanax, Valium, whatever. Those are not the way to go except on a PRN basis. In other words, you only take those in an emergency. All right. Typically, antidepressants are prescribed. You're forgiven, Apex, because you were a sailor, so you know what a corpsman is. Damn movie. Yes, yes. So let's move on to the next one. Depression. It has gone by many different names. It was melancholy back in the Victorian era. English, motherfucker, do you speak it? It's been called major depressive disorder. It's been called clinical depression. It's gone under a bunch of different names. All right, let's bust a myth here. Depression as an ailment is not someone is sad and they're down all the time. A person with clinical depression can function normally, just like anybody else. Sometimes they laugh at sitcoms, they enjoy things, they have a good time. You know, I knew a guy that was trying to get disability for depression, so he walked around deliberately pouting all the time. Like, dude, that's not what it is. You're failing at your fakery. Depression is an amotivational mood disorder wherein the normal things that motivate you to get up and do don't motivate you. People with major depressive disorder have a hard time getting up in the morning, finding a reason to get out of bed, finding a reason to go outside, finding a reason to get in the shower. You know, they're not afraid of the shower and they're not stinky people who want to be stinky. It's just that there is literally the spark to move, to motivate is at rest. This has to do with serotonin levels. There are multiple medications for it, and major depressive disorder or clinical depression, just like anxiety disorder, are best treated with medication and counseling. All right. So here's what we don't do. You don't pull the stupid with a person who's suffering from depression and say, well, get over it. Everything's fine.
Yay.
How do you separate that from apathy? Apathy is you just don't care. You have a spark, but you don't care. Apathy is an outward projection that can be a manifestation of depression, but apathy alone is not depression, if you follow me. All right. Not going any further into this one. That's just, two? We'll come back to this topic. We'll revisit it again because, listen, social media, first of all, this is the first thing to say. Don't trust social media for advice about medicine or psychiatry or law. Okay?
It's not
Don't
where
do
advice
that.
comes from. It is not where advice comes from.
No. I wouldn't take advice on social media for how to tie my shoes.
Look, you don't hire somebody without references, right? Okay. I mean, you can't get hired without putting references on an application, right? Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when you're looking for an artist or somebody, get references. Talk to people who have worked with them before. Make them provide you with references. Don't just hire somebody blindly, get ripped off, and then be mad about it.
Always
Be
ask.
smarter than that. Seriously.
Ask someone you trust about these issues, but always seek professional help if they are negatively impacting your life.
Dude.
Let's see what the chat's got to say. Humor is the best medicine. No, it's not. Yes, it does make sense. Humor is not always the best medicine, but damn if it isn't a good vitamin. This has been another episode of
Hey, what's up, Doc? What's cooking? What's up, Doc? Oh, you're looking.
You serious?
There really are a lot of just really small, smart rules that you can follow to make this journey through independent comics much easier. You know, now that's something that every employer does is ask for references. Why wouldn't you, as a publisher, hiring somebody to work for you? Why wouldn't you ask for references? You know, why you dig in my brain? Look at that. He's like, no, you don't. No, you don't.
I'm gonna I'll extend that segment just a little bit to say this because we've got the time to do it. There are as many modes of therapy as there are denominations of religions. Okay. There are still Freudians out there practicing. Now they're classified as psychoanalytic. There are cognitive behavioralists. There's rational emotive behavioral therapy. There's cognitive behavioral therapy. There's client-centered therapy. There's Gestalt. There's all these different ways. Find the one that works for you. But having said that, there's a subset of client-centered therapy that is the Karkoff model of client-centered therapy that is the most, and it has been measured, the most effective method of treating disorders when realistic goals are set. So I always encourage people to find someone who's good at that. Go see somebody. There's nothing wrong with going to talk to somebody. Let that stigma just blow out the window. Hell, these days they glorify and fake mental illnesses on TikTok and on YouTube for clout. Who the fuck that shit?
Mm-hmm.
You know? But find a therapist that works good for you. And by the way, here's a hint. It ain't your mom and daddy's fault if you're above 20. Okay? Maybe you got caught on the short hop in your 20s, but by the time you're 30, you better bounce out of that shit and take some accountability. Just saying. Yeah. I like my hat, Tanner.
I like that hat. I'm an indie fan, so looking at that, makes me say, "Hey, that's a cool hat."
It's not quite as broad as Indy's fedora.
No, it's not.
But it is the exact one that Humphrey Bogart wore in Casablanca.
Ah, very nice.
And mine is a vintage antique.
Heck yeah.
My friend owned an antique store. She was liquidating when she went out of business. So what are you going to do with that? What are you going to do with that hat? Why, you want it? Yeah, you can have it. Thank you very much. That was my payment for helping her move. The chairman of the board. All right. So there you go. Again, I'm not in practice. I'm not credentialed. If you have issues, go see somebody. If you're in crisis, call 911. Go to an ER, go to a mental health facility and say, "Hey, I need some help." Don't be ashamed.
998 if you need to talk to somebody.
998 or 911, either one. Just get to somebody. All right. Tanner.
Yeah.
I'm given to understand, sir, that you got something good for us today.
I do have something good for you guys today.
All right. Well, let's get into a little segment we like to call
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Tanner Hurley, and this is your Great Moments in Comic History. So today we are talking about Mark Bagley. And if you don't know who Mark Bagley is in the comic book world, you have been living under a rock for the last, 40 freaking years. Mark Bagley worked on Amazing Spider-Man and basically is the face of Spider-Man for the 90s. You have Todd McFarlane, who, set the stage and the precedence of making Spider-Man what Spider-Man is today. But you have Mark Bagley to thank for continuing that. Okay. Mark Bagley also, with the run of Ultimate Spider-Man, beat the record set by Jack the King Kirby and Stan Lee. So with
what record was that?
The record for longest consecutive running team in comics.
Nice.
And he did that with Ultimate Spider-Man starting in 2002 to 2007. He ran from issues 91 through 96 of Amazing Spider-Man, and he ran from 97 to 2002 creating the Thunderbolts, which is set to be a new movie coming out here soon.
Right.
So, Mark Bagley, man, if you don't know,
you got some Bagley to show us?
I didn't grab him actually.
Okay. All right.
I didn't grab him.
All right. Now, first of all, I say Bagley because there's only one G.
Bagley?
Bagley. That's how I've always said it. I could be wrong.
I could be wrong too. You know.
What do you think,
I've
Champ?
never-
Let us know.
I've never met him. I always call him Bagley.
All right, Pops, are you there? Of course not. Batter up.
I'm here, geez.
All right, we're going to switch over now. Pops' great moment.
Now, I have, like I said, what I feel is the best month in comic history. And that's September of 1963. And if you look at that list, folks, you got X-Men #1. You have Avengers #1. It's a hard to beat month. If you're one of them people that wants to collect all the comics that were published the month you were born, this is the worst month for you to be born in, because you will never be able to afford all these books unless you got, throwaway cash.
Right.
There is
You
some
gotta have
awesome shit there.
You got to have that FU money to get that one.
Yeah, there is some seriously awesome shit there. Look at this. Unknown Comics. You got Justice League. I don't even know what number that is, like number 20 or something. Green Lantern, Avengers #1. Look, come on. Spider-Man #4. There was just so much good stuff that came out that month. I'll never be able to afford that. And my other one is a personal great moments in comics history. And that was the day that I met Jim Shooter.
Yeah.
This guy, I don't know why he's been catching some internet flack lately, but let me tell you something about this man. This man signed at Hall of Heroes Comic-Con all day on a set fee from our local comic book store. They paid him a set fee, and he signed all freaking day, dude. Everything for free.
Nice.
Well, not for free. Whatever their agreed on price was,
Free to the customer.
Yeah, it wasn't like, dude, there were people, vendors at that con that did not have a stack of Jim Shooter books out to sell people to go get free autographs. I could not believe
I know, right?
Vendors did not take advantage of
marketing fail.
Huge. Because I went from vendor to vendor. Where are your Jim Shooter books? What do you got? What do you got? I can go get signed. Oh, God, no. Well, I'm not digging through all your boxes looking for a Jim Shooter book, man. You should be on top of that. You're trying to sell comics, right? Dude's over there signing for free, right? I was amazed at the lack of effort that people were putting into selling books at their own booth.
It happens. It happens.
Yeah, well, you expect maybe one or two people ain't gonna be on top of that, but come on, man. I walked around looking for stuff to buy to go get signed. And
Right. And I'll say this too: Jim Shooter is a personal hero of mine.
He's class act, dude.
He has a reputation of being a tyrant of an editor, and that's a good
and
thing.
so he should be.
Yes. Your editor should be a tyrant. He's herding cats.
Yeah.
You're trying to get some of the biggest prima donnas in the world to work together on a schedule to produce a consistent product. And God knows we need another Jim Shooter right now in mainstream comics. If you're out there and you're a Jim Shooter, go fight your way into the big two.
Seriously.
And do a soy enema. Get the soy out of comics. Hey, this has been another exciting episode gross sense of entitlement. This was a phrase that I saw for the first time in 1989 as a warning that parents were raising children with a gross sense of entitlement. That doesn't mean like, ew, gross. It means an undeserved sense of being entitled to a status that they have not earned. We are now harvesting that in society today.
On a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, everywhere you go, you run the risk of saying something problematic or something that'll get you canceled. We're on YouTube. We have to be careful. Get the whole network taken down. Certainly get my account fried. I can't even say a fraction of the things that I could normally say in a free republic, in a free society.
I'd like to say, which is why I still want to build a Roku channel so that we don't have to worry about this shit.
I am also going to, I got a link code today to try to link my channel to my Rumble channel, where free speech is a cool thing, where you don't have to worry about it. My question to you, chat, is are you willing to go to Rumble to watch this show if I move it there, where we can absolutely speak freely without fear of censorship? But let me back up here for a second. Here's what got me canceled for the fine art community that I started. I lifted up over 126 local artists, gave them a venue to sell their art, got their names out there, got them networking together, got them into galleries. And because I told someone that they couldn't puke on a canvas and call it art, I got canceled. That was problematic. I was gatekeeping. Now, here's my stance on that. And you know, Rex and I fight about this. He thinks Jackson Pollock's a legit artist. I think he's a fucking con. You do not get to call yourself an artist if you haven't put in the sweat equity into the title. Until you have worked your ass off to perfect your craft. Until you have just wanted to burn every canvas you've ever painted on. Because you're not satisfied to get to a place where your art is worth collecting by legitimate collectors. You don't get to call yourself an artist. Think about this. People say, well, art is subjective. You can do what you want. I disagree. Let's say
to a degree.
You're in a band and you're auditioning singers. Are you going to hire the front man for your band if they can't sing because it's subjective? No, you wouldn't. Looking for a guitar player? They have to play fucking guitar. Looking for a drummer? They have to drum. But fine art is the only thing, the only field of endeavor where you can be a part of it just because you say you are. Think about that.
Auto-tune.
Yeah.
Hell.
Pardon me. Well, I barf up a lung. Even in comic books is a purer form of art than fine art. Because if you can't draw, people are going to roast you.
Bless you.
Thank you. Pardon me, I got to go die real quick.
So just looking at some stuff in the madness real quick, which I'll be talking about tomorrow morning. But I just he just popped up and he said he's adding comics to his store and he'll be making independent publishers the focus of what he offers. He's done this with mainstream comics years ago, but he wants to do it with indie comics. And he's asking a couple questions in the Facebook group. And he showed his, he dropped his link. So I'm going to drop his link over here in the chat. You guys can go check it out if you want to maybe put your comics up on his site to sell. There it is. Nerdables, the Nerdable Shop.
Very nice.
Right on.
You know, I mean, I don't know the specifics, obviously, but he just went out in the madness and said, hey, yo, you guys want to put your stuff up in my store? You know, here it is.
Yes, I do, sir. I will be in touch.
There you go. You see what I'm saying? Hi, Brianna.
All right. Brianna, good to see you.
Hey, Brianna.
Abo, auto-tune in the studio. Can't do it live. Doesn't work. So yeah, that's the thing, you know, and we that are making comic books, that are the artists in comic books, and the editors, and the publishers, and even the writers, we hold a higher standard to our art than fine art does. Think about that. Brianna, I get completely choked up every time you come. I'm overwhelmed.
I know. I've been listening on the draw stream. I've been sending her the link.
I get overwhelmed by your grace and your beauty every time.
We miss you, Brianna. You're a big part of our Sunday afternoons, man.
So I said all of that about art to say this. It used to be that kind of crap only happened in art circles, snooty snoot art circles. It's everyday life now.
Mm-hmm.
If you go into a restaurant and you misgender somebody,
cancel.
If you use a wrong word,
cancel.
If you use a phrase that is literally accurate,
cancel.
Exactly right. Exactly.
That was some impromptu teamwork right there.
And we did it. Oh yeah. I gotta blow my schnoz, y'all. Hold
on. But you know, I get what he's saying, man. It's like everybody has to walk on eggshells on social media, and it's kind of stupid. It really is. You know, obviously there's people that are going to say stuff that you don't agree with or don't like, but whether or not you have control, whether or not you interact with them and make it worse.
Exactly. Whereas I have the freedom to say any dumb thing I want to say. You have the absolute freedom to not listen. That's how this works in the marketplace of ideas, boys and girls. I heard a girl yesterday saying that offensive language should be banned. They shouldn't go to jail. There should just be a fine for it. Well, who decides what's offensive? I found that offensive, so pay me a fine. Yeah, Max, you're exactly right. Art has to be commercial, which means of value. Good art is of value. Bad art ain't. But people invest in it to shelter money. Now, you know, you can go as high up as you want to. The big time collectors, they paid $81 million for a guy that ran a mop over a canvas with some red paint on it. Whatever. All right. But at the local level, and I've seen this at galleries, that shit still sells because people get a pretentious burr up their butt and pretend like they find some deeper meaning in it. No, there is no deeper meaning other than
Dude literally took a mop and went.
A lazy person wanted to call themselves an artist because they couldn't get an honest job digging ditches.
We all know that it's always been a shelter, or in some cases even money laundering.
Yeah,
you know,
but not at the lower levels. At the big levels, yes.
The one thing that you can always say is a painting is always only worth, or just any kind of collectible is only worth what the last guy paid.
It's only worth what somebody will pay for it, is what we say.
Well, I mean, it's worth what the last guy paid. I paid $83 for this comic book. That's what it's worth right now. That's what it's worth to me. If you want it, it'll probably cost you a few dollars more.
Yeah, it's going to be 84 for you, buddy.
You see what I'm saying? It's like, it's a collectible, right? It's worth what the last guy paid for it to him.
Now,
you know, he's the one that owns it. So that's what it's worth to him, right? I hope they ain't like cutting themselves down. The book I bought, $300 book I bought, I'll sell it for $200. Now that's not smart.
The person I'm about to mention is, if they move to sequential art, they're going to come out on this show to do so. But this person is a fine artist that I have known for many years. and does some of the most breathtaking figure studies and portraiture and landscapes you've ever seen in pencil. Doesn't even need inking. And they wanted to know about doing sequential art. So we've been talking about it. So I gave a script page to this person. They didn't know what panels were. I said, okay, there's 6 panels on this page. And in these panels, you need to depict the following actions. So we'll see how that goes, because they said they don't know if they can do it. Because, and I'll tell you this one, boys and girls, if you're out there and you're an aspiring artist, being a fantastic artist ain't enough. You got to be a storyteller with your art. You have to know how to lead the eye visually through a series of events, even if there's no text.
Camera angles, different ways of showing the scene. Oh, there's so much involved in it, man. I watch people like Doc and Rich lay a page out, or even Stephen B kills me. Stephen B kills me, man. He lays a page out, and you're just like, man. And you watch him draw the whole thing, and you're just like, man, I wish I could do that.
And he just, look, man, Stephen B is an amazing storyteller, and he fearlessly goes after the hardest possible panel work.
He does.
I mean, I look at some of that and I go, I would have done it that way. That's a lot of fucking work. So Brianna says,
the end result is amazing.
Yeah.
You know.
During the last few weeks, in between the intense care moments for the doggo, been making a lot of art and decided to get quite serious about landscape fine art. Good for you.
There you go.
That's awesome.
There you
I
go.
love writing. I love cartooning, but I'm so happy going around taking reference photos and then get them on paper. Okay, we'll get them onto canvas. Brianna, you go on over.
You and Brianna should do a fine art show.
Well,
maybe whatever, and other guests if you want to bring other people in. And
what I was going to say, Brianna, get over to my my other YouTube channel, Christopher Blaylock Fine Art. Here on YouTube, I'm the only one under that name, and all of my videos over there are geared toward beginner to intermediate level artists. I don't do any advanced stuff over there. It's just learning how to lay down paint to get the image across. I have paint-alongs, I have tutorials, and I have vlogs about art. Vlogs. I'll put it in the chat. Simple as that. Go find that on YouTube, Brianna. Subscribe, pick one, and go for it. I do teach art, so they're geared toward being able to instruct. Tanner.
Yeah.
You look as though someone took the last chocolate chip cookie.
No, I've been reading comments, and I've got the wife texting.
You know. I was gonna say, is everything okay?
Yeah.
All right, it's that time of the show, boys and girls, where we go and refill our coffee. We're going to play a couple of commercials for you. Go refresh your beverage. We'll be back here in maybe 4 minutes, Pops. Can you handle that?
Say again.
Play us a break.
I can do that. What do we got? What do we got to show off? Man, we can do this one.
Bringing you sex, sass, and style. Buckle up and unlock your imagination for a fun adventure with these death-dealing dames. They sail the galaxy in search of spoils. The most dangerous acquisition, and the most fruitful, are the legendary Splinters of Yggdrasil. The Splinters are magical artifacts forged from the Tree of Life that wreak havoc on the universe. The missions are perilous, but the bounty is glorious. Enjoy our hyper-fictional wonderland. How is a pirate ship sailing through space? 'Cause magic. How do they heal so quickly after battle? 'Cause magic. How are they able to communicate through jewelry? 'Cause magic. It's all about the characters. Abo, rough, robotic, ready. Mo, carefree, callous, courageous. Mistress Graven, daring, diplomatic, dominating. Betsy, academic, accountable, aristocratic. Nefara, ancient, assured, adrenaline junkie. Bruto, proud, prominent, protective. Fisty, independent, incendiary, invigorating. Roxy, superficial, scarred, secretive. Once you get to know this diverse crew of mythical miscreants, you'll be anxious to find out what trouble they'll get into on the next episode. Go to abogrizzly.com and order both halves of the first episode today.
What is Path of the Pale Rider anyway? Is it a comic book? No, that's not it. Is it this? Is it this? What the heck is Path of the Pale Rider, man? There's no way this is right. How about this? I really have no idea.
We're gonna rob a bank.
Oh, it's this. Oh, it's this.
Yes, Brianna, that is well worth watching. So, damn, my thought went right out of my head. I'm wearing the hat to keep my thoughts in my head today. So we had a snafu on Pariah today, by the way.
What happened?
Let me tell you. I got an email from Indiegogo that basically said, we tried to send you the money, but what the fuck? And I'm like, what? The bank account information was incorrectly input.
Oh, no.
Now, not a big deal. You just go fix it.
Yeah, right.
However, that was completely panic-inducing on my part. And what happened? Somebody said, calm down. Calm down.
I'm sure that didn't go over too well.
Snafus. Tell everybody what snafu stands for, Tanner.
Snafu. Let me see. Jesus. I've been using these so long, I don't even remember what the actual acronyms stand for.
I got it. I got you covered.
What's up, Sam?
Sam, what's going on? Snafu is situation normal, all fucked up. Military term. Then there is Tarfu. Things are really fucked up.
Fubar.
And then there's Fubar. Fucked up beyond all
recognition.
Exactly right. Now, keep in mind, all of those are normal in the military every day. However, it is not strictly.
Oh, Bohica, yeah.
What what is Bohica? Bend over, here it comes again. And then there was one that the Desert Storm guys came up with that we didn't have when I served, and I wish we had, and it was just embrace the suck.
Embrace the suck. Oh yeah, that's a classic.
Embrace the suck, boys. It's gonna be bad. All right, we've reached that point in the show where we throw the link out there and invite you to join us to discuss the issues of the day or not. The only thing we don't do is it's not blood sports and we don't shield. We just hang out. Bam! There's the link. If you want to come in, come on in.
Come hither.
Come hither. You don't know the power of the dark side. Bam! It's Max. What's up, Max?
What's up, my brother?
My blood sports?
No blood sports. Yes, sir. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I've been working all morning on this trade paperback, getting it
Hey,
all squared
Gary.
away.
Welcome, my love. Always great to have you. So, Tanner, you weren't here, and I don't think Max was either. We have a new opener for the show. I made it this morning.
Yum, yum. It's time for a tasty and refreshing snack.
Alan! Oh, that's not Alan.
Steve, not Steve.
Steve!
Your coffee, sir.
Thanks, beautiful.
You're welcome.
This is a man. Well,
I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Every day, once a day, give yourself a present. Don't plan it. Don't wait for it. Just let it happen.
Just let it happen.
Just let it happen. Every day.
That's what I told all my girlfriends. Just let it happen.
Yes. I disavow that completely, by the way. Max, how you been, buddy?
I'm busy as shit working on this trade paperback.
I don't believe it.
Everything ready. There's 152 pages of content that's just the story. Then there's 8 pages of the Dark America story. Then there's 40 pages of cover galleries and print galleries, and I just got to put it all together. And then once it's all together, you got to put the cover together, which isn't like a comic cover where you just put front and back. Now you've got a spine to worry about. So it's a big pain in my ass.
Well, you know, that's your job as the editor and publisher, baby.
It is. It is.
Welcome, Dawn.
Hello.
Hello.
So I have my face on here now, but I'm gonna go back to no camera because I'm doing some stuff. I gotta leave here in about 15 minutes. So.
Oh. So what's going on in your world, Dawn?
Huh?
I said, what's going on in your world?
I don't. Hold on a second. I'm having audio problems again. Big surprise.
What's going on in your world today, Dawn?
Obviously, audio problems. I actually have to go pick up a meat bundle.
A meat bundle?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, what?
A meat bundle.
A meat bundle.
Yeah.
Well, good night, everybody.
We ordered a meat bundle from a butcher shop, and so I was asked to go pick it up today and time it out about the same time Ted gets home so he can actually help me unload it and get in the freezer.
Oh, well,
I don't know what you're talking about, Sam.
Uh-oh, Sam. We will do a special show for you if you need it.
Yeah, I don't remember. I'm sorry, man.
Look, Sam's one of us, man. If you need to get off work and come on and make an announcement, I'll launch a whole different. I'll do a free refill for you, baby.
Yeah.
We got you. Carrie, my love, how are things across the pond? Of course, Brianna's across the pond too, but you know she's further across the pond.
Yeah, dark and dreary over there. It always is.
Sam says you were super high.
I probably was.
The hazards of doing business with a pothead.
Hey,
you got to get on the incline or the decline. Just saying.
Yeah. Can't catch me when I'm stoned and just sitting there staring off into space. You can't just be like, what?
Yep, big pond, little pond. Over yonder. Most Americans, by the way.
Oh, yeah. I remember that now, Sam. Yeah.
All right, come on with it, Max.
Yeah, Sam is actually going to be he's going to be tabling at New York Comic Con this year.
Very nice.
Congratulations. Now, did you remember that or did he PM you?
He PM'd me. But, I mean, because he just said the show, and I was like, I don't know what shows you got booked. But he did have the New York Comic Con thing. I forgot about that.
Sonopa Publishing, our friend Sam Quinton, is going to be at New York Comic Con.
Yep. And he got
Congratulations.
stuck on the inline. He got stuck on the inline because he didn't get in on time to get the end cap.
Hey, Woody, good to see you. Oh, well, keep going.
We had a dude that got shot.
Brianna,
here in
you got to come for coffee.
In Kansas, there was a dude that got shot by somebody, and he claimed that his dog had pulled the trigger of the gun that was sitting in his,
Well, did that happen?
truck.
Oh yeah, all the time. Oh,
Yeah.
Hey, so we had one here. All right, I live in either a small city or a huge town, depending on how you look at it. We had an armored car robbery here yesterday. So
there's something you don't hear every day.
You know, the wife and I were talking about it this morning, and we said, you know, you can just see it now at a trailer park on the outskirts of town. Hey, I got an idea.
Now
Hear
look,
me out.
now hold up. Them dudes walking out of a supermarket with a big old stack of money. That's kind of you know. I mean, I'm surprised that shit don't happen a lot more.
They jacked the truck.
But I mean, those guys, you hit those. I'm surprised those guys don't get hit all the fucking time.
Yep. Now, here's a little known fact. Those guys, whether they're a private company or not, are authorized to use deadly force.
Yeah.
Up your
Protect
ass.
that money, yeah.
So keep that in mind.
It's like when they do it here in Kansas City now, the Loomis guys, I mean, you got your standard Loomis guys in their Loomis outfit that come in there and pick up the money and do stuff, but every time that truck stops, the dude in full body armor, full kit jumps out with his AR-15 and just stands guard waiting for him to come in and out of the building.
Yep.
And they are not going to be a soft target.
No.
Yeah, no.
They're not playing.
There's no such thing as a gun-free zone when it comes to armored car guard. Have you noticed that?
Yeah. When they are, or I should say, when you're just walking by minding your own business, they've already done a threat assessment on you.
Oh, yeah.
Now, that's a polite way of saying they've already figured out whether or not they're going to kill you.
Well,
now, Brianna,
how they're going to kill you.
The U.S. is huge, so I don't know where you're going, but if you end up anywhere down here, you got to come on down and have some coffee with the doctor. You too, Carrie. Jump on the plane with Brianna. Come on over. We'll do some coffee. Dawn is back. Welcome back, Dawn.
Hello. Okay, I can hear you now. I am so sick of this issues with this stuff. Anyways, hi.
Hi.
So, yes, I am going to pick up a meat bundle.
So, help me. What is a meat bundle?
A meat bundle is just a bunch of different cuts of different types of meat. I think we're getting some pork chops and some bratwurst and some ground chuck, and it's just a variety of different cuts from this place.
Right, you know, a meat bundle.
Yeah.
Is this stuff for
a butcher?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this just going to be like freezer material, or are you going to use this on Memorial Day?
Freezer material.
Okay. Didn't know if you were going.
I was going to get a freezer, a big chest freezer, to stock up with meats and fresh veg and stuff.
Yep.
Doc, we need to add a new segment before I lose my train of thought. We need to add a new segment to your show. Things that you can't say while Rich is here, because you never got away with meat bundle. If Richard been here, you know.
So I decided not to get the freezer because right now I can't afford a hamburger from Wendy's.
Yeah.
Let alone stocking up a damn freezer.
Well, you get the smaller freezers that aren't so bad, and it's not so hard to fill up. You just fill it up a little bit at a time. But if you get a larger freezer, you're gonna need to take up hunting or something. Fill that thing with some venison.
Brianna, is that the meat bundle, the one bundle to rule them all?
I got friends that hunt, so I can get deer sausage and tenderloins and all that stuff. If they
Do
go
you
out-
know that
if
I
they go
did not know? I thought all meat came from a butcher because I grew up on farms, and that's really how I thought meat came until I was probably about 10, 11 years old. Is that every piece of meat always came in white butcher paper.
Yeah, and this is the other thing too. Now, wife number 3, her father was not a struggling farmer. My man owned a county,
Jeez.
farmed it, and he was rich. Okay, I'm talking about pay cash for a new car kind of rich. And my man sent me home one time with freshly butchered meat and fresh produce. Y'all, I used to think farm fresh was just a catchy term to make you want to buy something. Oh, hell no. It is completely different.
Oh, yeah, especially if it's grass-fed.
Oh, man. Yes. That bundle has no power over me.
I love the.
When I was growing up, my grandpa had a pig farm.
Listen, you're not a vegan. You are an as yet unconverted carnivore.
My grandfather used to have a pig farm when I was growing up. I used to have to spend the summers there when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And we always had bacon and barbecue and smoked everything, and it was good as fuck. And then you get stuff nowadays, you get it from the grocery store, and you're just like, what is this garbage?
But even when we moved into the city of 1,000 people, my parents still, to the point, they obviously had friends that were farmers yet, and they'd be like, oh, call so-and-so and tell them we need half a pig, or call so-and-so and tell them we need a quarter cow. So, I mean, that's how I grew up on the farm stuff.
Yeah.
It shows, doesn't it?
when the price of beef went so high, I was trying to get a couple of my buddies to go in and buy and butcher a cow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can make you get so much out of it for actually pretty dirt cheap, really.
Yeah.
You just have to find the butcher that'll do it, because not many butchers will do it.
But now, let me tie this into our opening monologue here. In Europe, they are literally telling farmers to reduce their crops because you're polluting the earth with your fertilizer, your nitrogen and ammonium and whatever else they use. And there were damn near riots. So keep in mind, boys and girls, that the further left things go, the worse things are going to get. I don't know how many times the cycle has to repeat itself, that every time a letter D ends up in control here, everything gets more expensive.
Yep.
And then an R gets into office and things kind of mellow out. And people on the D side go, well, let's try it again. Maybe it'll work this time. It's never going to work.
I always think it's funny because everyone keeps saying, I was actually out at a restaurant, and these people were, I didn't interrupt their conversation or anything. I really, really wanted to, but they were complaining about inflation. And then in the same conversation, they were also complaining that they were no longer getting money for COVID. And I'm like, you understand the reason why there's inflation is because the government just gave away money for COVID, right? I mean, it's Econ 101, guy. That's fucking macroeconomics.
They got a bunch of money.
No, 2 + 2 = 5.
Yes.
Well, if 2 + 2 = 5, how many pancakes fit in a doghouse?
Purple, because aliens don't wear hats.
Print up a bunch of fucking money and give it away, and then wonder why inflation's high.
Listen, when you have a Supreme Court nominee that can't define woman because she's not a biologist, when you have politicians who are afraid to say it's wrong for a biological male to pull a schwang out in a woman's changing room at a college, don't think it's a far stretch to all of the rest of the absurdity, because it's not.
Things are Or odd.
Yeah. Things are really fucked up.
Yeah,
and you're going to continue to get more of it until that for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction thing.
Yeah, I already see the pendulum swinging in the other direction, though. It's beginning to fall that way.
I hope so. Now, I'm going to say this. I'm not endorsing any candidate at all. But Ron DeSantis has turned Florida into a fortress of common sense. Now, there are other governors that are doing similar things. The governor of, North Dakota? Good-looking lady. Our governor here in Georgia, the governor in Abbott in Texas. Some of these people are beginning to take a stand and saying, this is far enough. Some things got to stop. The ATF just changed its rules, not laws, about what you can have and what you can't have as accessories to your legally purchased firearms. And there are sheriffs, look it up on YouTube, all over America going, nope, we're not enforcing that. And if the ATF comes here to try to enforce it, we ain't going to let them. Period.
They should. Sheriffs should follow the law. That's how they get around everything is they have a law, and then they create a law that allows an organization to have policies that are basically enforced as laws.
Right, exactly. And it doesn't work that way. Nobody elected you.
I remember I went to the bank once, right? I had a $25,000 payment that I was picking up at the bank, right? And I wanted my money in cash. I wanted all my money right then, right there in cash, right? And the lady comes to me with this form. And she's like, you got to sign this form. It's an IRS rule. I said, is it a law? She said, no. I said, we're going to have to talk to the bank manager then. And she had put my money there on the counter. And she walked away to get the bank manager, and I walked away with my money. As simple as that. I'm not signing no fucking IRS form. It's not a law that I have to.
Right. And let me wrap up the show with this. Okay. There's an entire generation that is predominantly lost, period. If you are a parent of young children, if you are an aunt or an uncle or a grandparent of young children, you need to act now. Number one, protect them from activist school teachers. Number two, teach them an absolute morality. Now, I'm a Christian. Got a foul mouth, but I'm a Christian and I'm a believer. And we have absolute morality, absolutes of what is right and wrong. But you don't have to do that. You don't have to be a Christian to have absolute right and wrongs. But you better know where it is, and you better pass it on to your kids so that the upcoming generation can salvage what's left of society, or we're all gone.
Good luck.
Simple as that. Simple as that. We're already circling the drain, boys.
Mm-hmm.
The hell am I?
Carrie, we were talking about brain surgery.
See,
and quite easy when you think about it.
And they just loved my story about it. They loved it. They
talking about rocket surgery.
Everything I ever wanted to know was answered while you were gone.
Yes.
I have
on this channel called Solving All the World's Problems in Less Than 5 Minutes. Go watch it. That's the first 5 minutes. That's all you need.
I have to run. I have to go grab my meat bundle. Thank God Rich is not here. But you'll have to check out that YouTube thing I sent you, Doc, because the 2 + 2 = 5 thing.
Yeah,
that made me twitch.
I will go watch it, but I'm pretty sure I've seen that one.
Yeah, that made me twitch because all I could think of is, well, the person before me paid $6 for this. Well, they also bought 3 of the same things, and it's now $16 for it because numbers don't count. It's messed up. So, okay, well, you guys. Oh.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, let's remember that math is on the list of things that is racist.
Yep.
IndieCD.org. Go check it out.
And authormichaelajade.com. And if Carrie is watching, we're working on it. She's getting everything figured out with the company she's going through to print, and so we're waiting on the oh my god, my brain stopped working.
That's a typical thing that happens on this channel as well.
Right. She's waiting for the proof, and if the proof comes back great, then she's going to go ahead and get it ready up for Secret to be ordered as a paperback. So
fantastic.
New math is not math.
Yeah.
So you guys have a great day.
You too.
Bye.
Hey, Carrie, what you don't know can't hurt you know. I'm just saying. Maybe it was for your own protection.
That's right.
No, we were solving most of the world's problems because there is so much damage that's been done by this Orwellian newspeak, Orwellian thought crime and thought police, the Ministry of Truth, the unappointed arbiters of what can and cannot be spoken, ideas that are verboten. Yeah. Resist, become ungovernable. With that, I want to thank my guest, Max and Don. Hail to the mighty chat. Pops, thanks for co-hosting. And Tanner, my co-host, thank you as always, sir. And with that, Pops, play us the hell out of here.
Peace.
Yeah, what do we got left?
Peace out. We need to play that Pariah one. It's in demand.
Of course. We're gonna play,
In demand.
that, and we're going to play Stephen Bees and maybe a Chris Cow. What do you think? Sound good?
Sounds good. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Peace.
Revenge, the sweetest morsel to the mouth that ever was cooked in hell.
Comic Books for Kids provides comic books to kids in hospitals and cancer centers across the U.S. It's a place where we can all work together to make sure every child has a comic book. 100% of all proceeds go towards the kids. It's about making a difference, and while they're in the hospital, allowing them to fly like a superhero, battle dragons, or rescue teddy bears. We are in every state in the country and now support over 160 hospitals. Every month, we add more.
Visit cb4k.org.
How do you end this thing? How do you put the where's the brakes on this bus? I forgot.
Jazz
how to drive.
hands. Jazz hands.
Have a good night.